First, let's explore some of the ways that you can apply color. So right over here, you can click on this little light gray cell and you can assign a color. Now notice that there are tabs and there are subtabs. Show colors, gel colors. Do note that these are only colors that exist already assigned to devices in your show file. Custom and inherit. We're going to get back to inherit because it's kind of a big idea and it really comes into its own in paperwork and labels. So let's say that we want to label this one pink. Now, maybe we want this pink identifier for all of this position. So then it's more efficient to select them all, go over to here, format, device row color, and assign our pink set to selected. Now notice while we're here, clear selected and clear all. This is how you remove colors if you want to. So I'm going to set to selected. Assigning color to your data is kind of a big topic, so let's build this out. Let's say we wanted to color code our positions. So we would go to position maintenance, and maybe we assign this position lime, and we assign this position teal. What if we wanted to show that certain items were rented on our labels or on our paperwork? Great. So that to me is a user column kind of topic. So let's go over to settings, column setup. Let's add a user column and let's name it rental and rent for short. Let's go back to our worksheet and let's go over to columns, scroll all the way down and add rental. Now that we have this category, we can go to maintenance, rental. And let's add our one item, rental. And let's assign a color to it and let's make that red. Apply. Back to the worksheet. Let's say of these eclipses, these units are rental. And so we just type R and Lightwright auto-populates, and there we go. Now notice this has not changed color yet. This is going to come into its own tied with that inherit tab that I referred to earlier. But let's keep building out some ideas. In cables, we're all used to rental houses having perhaps color codes for different lengths of things. So let's go to cable maintenance. To make an example, let's use Christie Light's color codes. So we're going to double click on that. 48 foot is yellow and gray. Now notice we have a couple of choices here, divider, which is the default, and gradient. Because these color codes sit next to each other on the actual items themselves, this is exactly what I want. So let's hit apply. On the 72s, that is purple and red. And again, this is the correct look. So let's hit apply. Now, at this point, it's kind of important to show you that color in your show file is referenced data. What does that mean? So it's like a preset or a palette in your console. If you have a focus palette and you change that focus palette, it's going to automatically change all of the cues that you used that focus palette in. So in case you're not a programmer, let me show you. Settings, show preferences. When we scroll down, here are our colors, all of the options down here. If I edit this red by clicking on it once and then coming down here and clicking on it, and let's make it real obvious. Let's go way down to black and then hit apply and save. When I go back to cable maintenance, this is now purple and black. That's not the right color code, okay? So let's go back to settings and change this back, show preferences, Click this once, click that once, and drive this up here. And hit apply and save. And when we go back to cable maintenance, our color looks correct again. So why would we spend all of this time assigning colors? Well, for me, the biggest reason is for paperwork and labels. So let's go to paperwork. So I have an instrument schedule here, and I'm already selected on the Style tab. So row background could be device row colors. Remember the lights that we turned pink? Now they're filled in with pink. Color display, group header color, we could decide that there is a swatch. So now you're seeing the lime and kind of seafoamy color. Underline, I quite like that one. And background, filling it all in, making it nice and clear. All of these are great options. Choose the one that helps you the most. But for me, my favorite use of color is in labels. So let's go to labels. Let's save our changes. I'm going to choose my default theater hang. So remember we had lights that were rental. What if we fill in the instrument type with that color? So when we go over to color, we see this linking icon right here. And this is where we get to inherit. So when we go down here to rental row colors and hit apply, let's view the live data. As we scroll through, we're going to find that there are some fixtures that are red. And that points out that that's where the rental items are supposed to go. You can use this idea when you're making cable labels. So now you can inherit the cable color so that you have the color codes already attached to something. You can use color to point out different modes for fixtures in case you have two of a moving light type that are the only ones that have different modes. You can use color in your paperwork and labels for nearly infinite combinations and uses, and I really look forward to seeing yours.